What is going on, crypto family? This is your boy Random Arts coming with a quick video. And on today's video, guys, we're gonna be talking about GameStop earnings. The earnings for GameStop came out, and it came out extremely bullish. Now, if you're just focusing in on the intraday movement of GameStop, seeing that the price went down, then you are missing the big picture. Because when it comes to earnings, the numbers in itself, it doesn't matter if you're looking at it on the intraday level, because you could have bad earnings and the stock starts to rip, or you could have good earnings and the stock start to go down. In the example of GameStop, that's exactly what happened. Good earnings, but the price went down. Again, that right there, as far as the reaction of the stock, is only the reaction of earning. It's not reacting, based upon the earnings number itself. So you could just put that to the side. The earnings itself, if you're looking at GameStop more for a long-term play, then you could say, oh my God, this is extremely bullish, and this could, bring GameStop to the hundreds of dollars in the near future. So that's the one aspect of it. So we're going to be taking a look at the numbers, as well as focusing in on Roaring Kitty and how this is going to be able to impact us long term. Because again, when it comes to Roaring Kitty token, the cryptocurrency, that it's going to have a positive impact, because as it currently stands right now, even leading up to the earnings, we did see a nice little bump up on Roaring Kitty, because as GameStop get buzz, as GameStop get excitement, it impacts the overall movement of Roaring Kitty token, because again, it is a GameStop meta. So to take a look at the numbers, and the Roaring Kitty X account did make the post, and as well as simplify it so that way people could really understand what's happening. So the initial post was breaking GME GameStop quarter 3 2025 earnings, profit flips green, and it just gives you all the different breakdown. And this is the little thread that the X account also created. So let me get that pulled up so that way you guys can see here. So they calling it the Roaring Kitty dumb money breakdown of GameStop earnings. So profits go burr. GameStop pulled the ultimate Uno reverse, where it was negative 33 million, guys, last year. Um, and we're looking at 41 million in profits. That's a big turnaround, from losing 33 million dollars to now being up 41 million dollars as far as in a quarter. That is huge, and this is the type of stuff that big players want to see. They want, because again, the life and blood of any company is the profit. Are you profitable? If you are profitable, that means your company is going to be around long term. If you're not profitable, that means your company is going to eventually go out of business. It's really that simple. So seeing that type of number, it is very, very encouraging for GameStop investors as well as Roaring Kitty holders, because again, if GameStop's going to be around long term, then that means Roaring Kitty's going to be around. Roaring Kitty token is going to be around long term as well too. So the second thing is net income hit the gym. It was at 17 million, and now it's at 77 million. That is huge increase, guys. Huge increase. 17 million to 77. And I think a lot of it, and they joke around and said this thing didn't improve. It evolved like a Pokemon that's sick of being broke. And to be honest, what was happening, what's transpiring, is probably because of the Pokemon cards, because a lot of people are getting into Pokemon, back into Pokemon, as well as collectibles. So they're doing a pretty good job as far as like rebranding, and including GameStop, not to just be gaming, but also to encompass card trading. So that is generating profits, and you can see it clearly right here. Then you also have this as adjusted net income. Super Saiyan mode went from 26 million, guys, 26 million to 139 million. That is insane. So this is why you definitely got to keep your headband on, because GameStop is not playing around, and GameStop is actually here to stay. So people thinking as it's just a meme stock, meme stock. On the surface, it's a meme stock, but this meme stock is actually making money. So that's the good thing. So you have SG and A, it got body slam. So it's trimming some fat. So this is what you want to see. You want to see in that area some fat being trimmed. So last year's at 282 million. Now it's at 221 million. That's a nice decrease, guys, because as that goes down, that's going to be able to open up for more profits. Because one of the good ways, I mean, if you could eliminate most of your expense or eliminate a lot of your expense, you don't necessarily have to make more money as far as like in revenue. You're going to end up profiting more just by eliminate some of the fat. So good to see that there. Now cash pile went, it said went god tier. So last year's at 4.6 billion. Currently right now it's at 8.8 billion dollars, guys. And this is no longer a balance sheet. It's a war chest. I agree 100%. To have that much cash on hand, because that's going to allow you to be able to do a lot of different things, such as acquiring, different components that you may think GameStop may need, different companies. So that just goes to show you that a lot is being done on the background with GameStop. So you also have the Bitcoin bag. They still diamond handed. Hopefully they could use some of that cash to buy some more Bitcoin. So I'll definitely love to see them buy more Bitcoin with that. And you have collectibles are printing like 2021, and that's what we're talking about. Sales went from 20% to 31%. Phenomenal. Hardware down, margin up, sold less, made more. Efficiency. That's good, guys. So if you're selling, if you sold less and you made more, that means your profit margin or what you're selling is selling at a higher price. And I would rather sell less and make more any day of the week. I think everyone could agree with that. Now, the free cash flow, this is where things just gets crazy. The free cash flow, 20 million last year, now 107 million this year. This right here, guys, it is screaming extremely bullish. Like, if you're not bullish on GameStop as a company, then I don't know what to say to you. Now, the flip side, if you want to, compound your gains even further, you get the crypto. And this is the main reason, or part of the main reason, why I am invested into Roaring Kitty token, because again, it's following GameStop. So if GameStop is extremely bullish, it by proxy automatically makes Roaring Kitty token extremely bullish as well too. So the last thing it says, final Roaring Kitty verdict. This quarter didn't beat expectation. It drop kicked them into a different timeline. Keith Gill would say simply, interesting. So it's definitely interesting as well. And like I mentioned, we saw the slight little push up due to the fact that GameStop was reporting earnings, and now that it report massive earnings, we should be able to start to see this little this little gain continue to have momentum on the way up. Now, a part of all of this, and I'm just segmenting over to the next part of this video, and that is the Roaring Kitty burn, guys. We have seen what the burns is able to do. The crazy thing, guys, and again, as we burn more token, it is only propping up the price of Roaring Kitty. Yesterday, like, this is what I want you guys to see. Yesterday we was at 0.2037, right? This is the price that we were at. We saw a massive 5.7, $5,700 sell. That brought us all the way down to 0.203493. Now, before we got this sell, we did burn some NFT. There was an NFT. We did see a burnt roar. So more liquidity was added to more Ethereum was added to the liquidity pool, and because more Ethereum was added to the liquidity pool, it automatically boosted up the price of Roar. Now, having more ETH in the liquidity pool caused us to be able to absorb those sales. And because we was able to absorb those sales, the price of ETH just slightly went up by like $200, right? Because I think it was at, or really $100. It went up by $100, and by us doing absolutely nothing, guys, absolutely nothing, it jacked the price of Roar to going to 0.2038. So it's actually higher than that big massive sale that we saw yesterday. Crazy. So imagine now if the community really, because at the end of the day, like I mentioned, this liquidity thing, and I don't see why more projects don't manipulate liquidity like this. Because at the end of the day, the more Ethereum that gets added to the liquidity pool by these buybacks and burn, the better it's going to be for our price, because now as Ethereum start to climb up in price, it's going to automatically drag our price up, just for us being there. So it is that rising tide, it lifts all boats, and us being on the Ethereum boat is going to definitely help us get to a higher spot. So again, when it comes to the NFTs, um, or the burns is as profitable to us as the people who actually mint it. So if there's nobody else that mints another NFT, then that's where the burns is gonna pretty much stay at. So that's why I say do your part, contribute to the solution instead of whining. Because again, Roaring Kitty gives you the power to take pretty much make or take Roaring Kitty to wherever you want it to go. So if the community want higher price, then the community have to perform actions, minting NFTs, making posts, rating, shilling, those type of things. If the community don't want higher price, then eventually, like you're seeing now, some people are just gonna sell, take their money somewhere else, and lose it. Because again, it takes, when you sell and you go to another project, you're relying on that developer or whoever's running that project to make you money. And 9 times out of 10, people in crypto are not trying to make you money. But yeah, but really, guys, that is all that I have for you today. This video is longer than what I wanted it to be. So because it's long, the secret word of the day is GameStop earnings. So let me see down in the comment down who watched this video all the way to the end. So put GameStop earnings in the comment. Random Arts guys signing off. Peace.